Next, we're going to talk about sanitizing your spa to keep the water clean. Now for that, we can use chlorine in most cases because of the versatility of chlorine. You can use it for heavy use conditions or light use conditions, and use little of it when you're using it appropriately. Alternatively, you can also use a bromine floater with a mineral cartridge, and some people like this because of the convenience factor of just putting something in the hot tub that self-regulates, or it's kind of like a time-release sanitizer, like you take a vitamin or something. Inside your hot tub, it will release out the appropriate amounts of sanitizer and mineral to keep the water clean. For this purpose, we're talking about chlorine. Now, let's start with the foundation of the system. All of our spas here that we've delivered over the years have ozone generators installed inside the equipment area as a foundation cleaning system. And what the ozone generator does essentially is it creates the foundation of clean water. Ozone is just hyperactive oxygen. It's what you smell fresh in the air after a lightning storm. It's helping continuously to purify the water when you're not in it, and also in some cases when you are in it. So the ozone system, you don't have to do anything about that. It's pretty much an automatic part of your hot tub, and just know it's there and it's helping to clean the spa continuously. To supplement the ozone, we have a mineral cartridge. Now, there are ceramic beads inside this cartridge, and they're coated with silver, because silver is a natural way to control the development of bacteria in water. So this cartridge is good for about 4 months of continuous use, and after that it pretty much expires, and then you just change it out, typically 3 times a year when you change out your water. Now this cartridge goes in the center of your filter, and in this case we have multiple filters in this spa, so one of your filters is not like the others. One of your filters is actually tied into the heater circuit, and you can tell the difference because the filter has a gray cap on top of it, and that is the filter that you're going to insert the silver cartridge inside of. And then you just screw the cap back on, and you just leave it alone for the 4 months that it's good for. Okay, so for sanitizing the water, the reason this is important is because you want a clean spa, you want clear, sparkling blue water, you want it to be comfortable, and you want it to be always ready to use, whether it's in the middle of the day or the middle of the night and you just can't sleep and you need to get in the hot tub to induce a drowsy state so you can fall asleep again. So you always want your hot tub to be ready. So your ozone and your silver are keeping it always ready. And the sanitizer that you add occasionally will help depending on how much demand is on the water, how many users are in the hot tub at any given time. So with the case of the chlorine, think of this as putting sugar in hot water. When you put a granular chlorine into a hot tub in a small amount, in this case a half a teaspoon per 250 gallons is all you need. That's a very tiny amount. This is approximately a 400-gallon spa we're looking at here, so we're only going to be putting in approximately 3/4 of a teaspoon of chlorine. So again, we can do this before we get in, or in many cases people will put it in after they get out because it just works better that way for some people with dry skin. All we're doing is we're measuring out approximately 3/4 of a teaspoon, and you can use kitchen measuring devices for this type of thing, but I approximate this is about a 3/4 teaspoon dose, and you can either generally broadcast it in the water, or you can direct it towards the flow of water heading into the filtration area. When I mentioned earlier that adding chlorine to your hot tubs in a small amount, that is like stirring granular sugar in hot water. It dissolves in the water, and ideally you want to hold, according to your test strips, you want to hold about 3 parts per million, which is not a lot, but it's a safe level to kill bacteria in the hot tub. Now, the thing that you're trying to do with keeping your water clean is really cleaning the organics out of the hot tub, and the organics are mostly body fluids, primarily perspiration. Other things would be oils like sunscreens. Another thing would be, and a big one is usually swimsuit detergent, especially if somebody wears a t-shirt in your hot tub with concentrated detergents. in the clothing that we launder these days, a lot of that detergent can end up in your hot tub, and when it's hot water and you turn the jets on, it's no different than putting dish soap in your sink of hot water and moving your hand back and forth. You're just going to get a lot of foaming. So these are the things that you're cleaning out of your hot tub, and this is where the chlorine is helpful in keeping your water clear and sanitized. Now the other thing is, occasionally or on a regular basis, if it's heavy use, you want to do something that we call shocking the hot tub. Now shocking the hot tub is different from sanitizing it. Sanitizing it, you're holding a measurable, what we call a residual amount, a small amount, in this case a 3/4 teaspoon dose of chlorine granule. When you're shocking the spa, occasionally, let's say you do it on the weekend or perhaps after you've had a bunch of people over on a Saturday evening, or maybe if you open the cover and the water is cloudy, dull, or has an odor, or maybe is foaming, shocking a hot tub is just another way of saying refreshing or recharging the water. You want to just give it a shock to get it back to crystal clear water so your daily sanitizing can do its job efficiently. So for shocking the water, it's simply a larger amount of chlorine. In this case, we'd use approximately 3 teaspoons, roughly a tablespoon dose, or a non-chlorine oxidizer. This is also known as MPS in our industry, which is potassium monopersulfate. The combination of this and running your hot tub for approximately 20 to 30 minutes with the cover open, because remember, the things that are contaminants in your spa, you're trying to burn or gas those off the water and not trapped by the cover and back into the hot tub. So if you have a lot of cloudiness in your water, or you have foaming from heavy use, again, detergent, solids, or oils, or you just want to refresh it occasionally to get back to that sparkling, crystal clear water, then you would shock it. Now, for this, unlike the chlorine, you just run the jets for 10 minutes on the chlorine. For this, you would just turn the jets on, and really important to know that a 2 teaspoon dose or a 3 teaspoon dose of chlorine is the equivalent to about 5 or 6 tablespoons of the MPS shock. So for the shock treatment, typically you would add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tablespoons of shock in a spa about this size. Smaller spas, maybe 3 tablespoons. We're just going to run this, or we'll just know that you would run this for approximately 20 to 30 minutes with the cover open. And the worst case scenario is if it's really cloudy because you just haven't taken care of it, you've been busy or away on vacation, or if you just had a lot of people over or the whole soccer team came over after practice, just know that you might have to hit it 2 days in a row to get back to crystal clear water like you're used to. So that's the sanitizing of the hot tub. Again, the sanitizing is very, very important to keep the spa clean, to keep it ready for when you need to use it or want to use it, and again, protecting your investment.